All right, so this is part two from part one of our video that we just had from finding our part, whole, and our percent. So remember we left off with this question. It said the gas gauge is 25% of the fuel remaining from a full 12-gallon tank. So how many gallons are still in the tank? So in this question, I already know my percent because I see the percent sign. It's 25%. And I know that I know my whole because it says full 12-gallon tank. So it lets me know that it's the total, how much does this person have in their gallon or their tank. And we're trying to figure out how many gallons are still in this tank after this person has already burned 25% of their fuel. So the first question you always want to ask yourself is, what is my part? And I don't know that. What is my whole? My whole is 12. And then what is my percent? 25%. Now, in the first question, we were able to make our fraction from using our part and our whole. But in this question, we can only make our fraction from using our percent, which is still easy because we know that every time we see a percent sign, we know the percent is always out of 100. So we're going to do 25% over 100. Then we're going to simplify or reduce our fraction. So we're going to divide both of them by the greatest common factor, which is 25. So we're dividing both of them by 25, and it gives me the simplest fraction, which is 1/4, which is one of our benchmark fractions. Now we need to go to our strip diagram, and we know that we're using our denominator. Our denominator lets us know that we have 4 pieces in our strip diagram. And since we already know our percent, that lets me know that if I have 1/4, it's 25%. So if I have 0%, 25%, that lets me know that each piece in my strip diagram is worth 25%. So if I add another 25, that gives me 50%, which is 2/4, 75%, which is 3/4, and then 100%, because we know that every time we say 100%, we know that we're at the end because percent is always out of 100. Now I'm going to start with 0. Then I'm going to have 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4. We know that 25% is equivalent to 1/4, 50% is equal to 2/4, 75% is equal to 3/4, and 100% is equal to 4/4. Now the question though is asking me what's my part. So if my whole is 12 and we have 4 pieces, I need to divide 12 divided by 4 to figure out how much is each piece equal to. So if I do 12 divided by 4, I'm going to get 3. So each piece is equals to 3. So I have 3, 6, 9, 12. So now I need to figure out how much is the part for 1/4, which is 25%. So if I look at my strip diagram and I look at the box, I see that 1/4 or 25%, my part is 3. So we know that how many gallons does this person still have in their tank? They only have 3 gallons left in their tank because they pretty much driven 75% of their fuel. All right, so now we're going to get to the last question. And it says at Pizza Pie, 20% of the pizzas made last week had extra cheese. If 40 pizzas had extra cheese, how many pizzas in all were made last week? So once again in this problem, I'm going to ask myself, what is my part? My part is 40 because not every pizza has extra cheese. So that's how I kind of like think about it in my head, like every pizza doesn't have extra cheese. What is my whole? We don't know because in the question it says how many pizzas in all. So in total, in all were made last week. Then it says what is my percent? We know percent is 20% because in the problem we see the percent sign, which is 20. So then once again, I'm going to make a fraction to figure out how many parts I have in my strip diagram. So I'm going to use 20% over 100 because 20% is always out of 100. I'm going to use the greatest common factor, which is 20. I'm going to divide both of them by 20 and I get 1/5. So that means I'm going to have 5 pieces in my strip diagram. And then each piece is going to equal out to 20%. All right, so in part 3, we're going to finish going over this last question, and then you guys will be able to start practicing.